Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done to turn what they know into what they are known for. Download your free copy at booksgrowbusiness.com. Joining me on this segment is Nance Hodges. She's the founder of Lotus Consulting Solutions. Nance, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Nance, tell us a little bit about your work and specifically who are the types of folks that you help?
Yeah, so I help founders and growing businesses improve leadership, operations, team alignment, and really just overall business structure so that growth feels sustainable instead of chaotic. I've run businesses for about 20 plus years and have seen everything over the sun and can quickly identify some of the friction in your business and the patterns that show up. So, really, any small business owner who just feels like they are struggling and it's just a lot harder or things are just kind of crazy, that's really who I want to meet and see if I can't help solve some of their challenges.
So the folks that work with you, do they know specifically what they need help in what areas? Because I'd imagine there's a lot of levers they could pull. How do they approach you? What specifically do they ask you for?
Yeah, so I'm typically more of a generalist. So typically people come to me because they don't know where the problem is. If you know you have a marketing problem, you go hire a marketing professional. You have a communications problem, you may do the same thing, a tech, so on and so forth. But typically when I meet people, they're like, I've been running businesses, I've been doing this, I feel like I'm doing all of the right things, and it's just not working. My team is leaving me, my customers aren't happy, I can't work any more hours, and everything feels like it's running through me, and everything just feels like chaos and I don't know where to start. So I'm more of that generalist that can help break down where the friction is and then where to start. And maybe I'm the person to come in and solve it, but maybe we do need a true expert. And then because I run so many social networking groups, I make great referrals to people in my network as well.
So as it relates to that friction, are there any big myths or misconceptions floating around out there that people maybe bring to you and say, hey, I think this is the problem? What are some of the bigger myths or misconceptions that you hear out there most commonly?
People tell me they have a people problem. I don't have the right people on in staff, or I don't have the right people here. This person's not right for the job. This person's not this. And sometimes that is the case. I'll give them that. But a lot of times it's not the person that's the problem. It's the leader that's not communicating the expectations clear enough for other people to understand and then execute. So you really have a basic action workflow problem and just setting those expectations versus a people problem.
Do you ever see a lot of folks try to solve these problems without outside help or outside eyes looking at their problem? And if you do, what are some of the big common mistakes that you see people make when they're trying to solve their problems themselves?
One, they use AI, which I love AI. However, this is a people problem right now. Maybe AI in a few years can help with some of this. But I think they jump to AI and think AI knows everything. But AI is only as good as the inputs that you give it. And your ego is still in your brain. So the biggest challenge that I see when people think that they see all the patterns is that they're seeing the patterns through their lens, that their ego is there and they feel something about it. Whereas you hire someone externally, that ego isn't there. I've had to hire people externally in my own business because my ego was getting in the way. And I realized I was missing the clarity I needed because I had feelings about it and not objective data points. And I was stopping to look at that. So that's where I come in and help work with people to help figure out what's the ego and what can we actually do.
That's a really great insight because, of course, in this revolution of AI, it's going to take a little while before people start to realize what it lacks. And as to your point, it lacks that human judgment. It can give you facts and figures and maybe give you a general statement, but I've always noticed it needs a human to really kind of analyze what it's giving you and really make the judgment for it. So, Nance, what inspired you to get into this line of work? How did you get started?
Oh man. Well, I'd been working for a lot of different companies, just leading across, everything from Target to Coldwater Creek's Apples and then smaller businesses as well. And I was impacted with part of the US aid mess of last year with the administration change. And our company just had to lay off about half of the people based off of, lack of contracts and things like that. So my role was head of people there. And when I decided to leave, I was like, I'm going to go find another great job. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the market was very tough. And I went from highly employable to I don't know that I want to be employed by any of these places right now where everything is. It just didn't feel like the right fit. And I just got into a network of small business owners and got inspired and started meeting people that I had previously worked with. And they all said the same thing. Nance, you have been running your own business for a long time. It's time. So I decided to start my own business because other people also believed in me. And it was, I think the universe sent me a couple of signs and laid it all out for me.
I'll tell you, that's the great direction that you're headed. Is like that's where the puck not just is going, but it's where it is. I mean, it seems like with this next, revolution, if you want to call it that, a lot of people are going to be working independently anyway, and
Yeah.
big companies are all over are going to be outsourcing. So it's really like the age of ownership. So congratulations to you, Nance. Before I let you go, or before I ask you my last question, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is really important to share with my audience today regarding their businesses, growth, and friction?
I think the only thing that I would like to add is that when you decide to be an entrepreneur or a business owner and you go out, it's absolutely going to be scary, but it does not have to be so scary that it is impossible. There are people out there like myself who are willing to jump in and help. I have met many guardian angels, guides, whatever you want to call them, over this journey. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and tell everyone what you're looking for. The universe or, people tend to respond to that.
Sage advice for my audience. How can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Yeah, so I'm pretty easy to find. I'm the only Nance Hodges on most everything on LinkedIn, but lotusconsultingsolutions.com is also my website.
Nance, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time with me as well.
That's Nance Hodges. She's the founder of Lotus Consulting Solutions. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com, the place where busy professionals get their books done so they could turn what they know into what they are known for. So download your free copy at booksgrowbusiness.com. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.